Happy Christmas.
We wish you a
Merry Christmas.
We wish you a
Merry Chrysler. It's Christmas.
Merry
Chrysler.
Christmas! It's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
But either way, what's going on, y'all? Back for another day, another podcast, and this one is coming out on Christmas Eve. And I don't know if y'all be listening to this on Christmas Eve.
Probably not.
Probably not, but
Yeah,
whatever.
it is what it is.
Whatever, man. I'm just excited to celebrate because, you know, this whole year, everyone... See, you always making noises, bro. This whole year has been like that gurgling sound coming from my wife's stomach or throat, whatever that was.
I'm the classiest broad you'll ever meet, y'all. It's fine.
But anyway, yeah, I tried to dress up for everyone and get festivities.
Dawn,
Going.
you are in gay apparel.
I'm in gay apparel. And, no, what I was saying is, like, everyone, you know, is looking forward to Christmas because they see, you know, hope in Christmas. They see excitement and happiness in Christmas. And 2020, you know, needs a lot of that. And I think
Yes,
we're
it
seeing that
does.
towards the end of this year. So hopefully, you know, I think this will go into a little bit of next year, but it won't be the same.
No.
As what it has been. So I'm very excited.
Me
So
too.
what about you, wife?
I'm excited. I want to know what's in those presents under the tree.
Yeah, I wrapped her presents and I put them under the tree so I can have some under the tree to look at.
But it's driving me nuts. I don't want them there.
I do. I think you should
I
put the
keep-
ones that you had for me under the tree.
I keep all my presents in a room, and then they all get separated on Christmas Day to wherever they need to go, or Christmas Eve, wherever we're going. Like, that's how I've always done it. And then I bring out yours and put them under the tree later.
No, I think you should put them under the tree now so we can all see. And then it's not just for
Well,
because I'm not a person either that's trying to ruin it. I'm not trying to see what my presents are. I'm not trying to guess what they are. I'm going to take whatever you...
I know, but I'm
you know.
nervous because I'm the lazy rapper who doesn't actually wrap things. And I don't want Ziva to, like, sniff
She's
and then
not gonna
accidentally
sniff.
knock over something.
She's not going to...
and
That's the
something
thing.
falls
She's
off.
not going to sniff anything.
She was sniffing
You
my
should-
gifts last night.
Okay?
Okay.
She's not going to look in them. She'll be fine.
If she accidentally sniffed
No,
a
she's
bag
not going
and
to.
knocked it over, I'd be upset if you accidentally saw something.
Anywho...
Whatever, we're already arguing. It's
Back
like
to
2 seconds
Christmas.
in.
No, back to Christmas.
hope.
This whole episode is going to be based on Christmas things, Christmas-fied, Christmas music, Christmas movies,
We're
all the
about to-
Christmas things.
we're
Because
about
also,
to deck the damn halls up in here.
yeah, and you know, Christmas for me is my favorite holiday.
Same.
Not because I don't even know. Actually, I don't know why. I think it just makes me happier. I think having a holiday where you can look forward to it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's why also I think I like Disney so much is because Disney and Christmas together is like the perfect package.
That is why Christmas has meant so much more to me the last few years than it has at all any other year, because it's just so magical. I love it. I mean, it's magical all the time. I would go any day you asked me to. But going at Christmas is just so beautiful, and the snow and
is.
the everything, and the trees everywhere, every little tiny decoration you find that you didn't even notice before. It's just great, and I love it. And we've spent a lot of Christmases in Disney for the last, other than last year, and we got the Christmas feel, but we were there in November.
Yeah.
But we've gotten a lot of Christmases in at Disney in our years together, and I really enjoyed that, and I'm grateful that we started that tradition, honestly. And that was just a family thing that started. The one year everybody decided they wanted to go.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're going to go in December. We were like, oh, okay. And it was the best decision ever, and I don't think we've ever turned back from that.
And speaking of Christmas traditions, I wanted to hear what all of you thought. Like, I asked all of you, like, what would you think is your, or not what would you think, but what is your Christmas tradition? Like, what do you do every Christmas? So before I go into them, what about you, Heather?
Oh, me? My opinion matters here? Okay.
Yes.
Just checking. My favorite Christmas tradition. You know, my family never really had traditions. So, other than
Just family coming over.
just family being around has always been our thing. Like, my mom, now things have changed since we got married, obviously, but
Yeah.
my mom used to do the breakfast thing, the breakfast/brunch thing. Now she does lunch/dinner because we do your family in the morning, which is great. But my favorite tradition growing up was probably there was always a present in my room when I woke up. You serious, Clark?
Oh yeah, I got my eggnog, and what is this from? The
Are you joking? Sit that back down. You don't even deserve it. Give it away. He said, yeah, this is
Christmas
why you shouldn't
Vacation.
be on TV.
National Lampoons. I couldn't think of National
Come on, I
Lampoons.
said, you serious, Clark? And you just sat there and you said, I got my eggnog and my,
No, I knew who it was from. I know the movie. I just
got
couldn't
your
remember the
famous
name.
moose glass
I
for
know
the
I got
eggnog.
the moose glass.
I'll give it back to you. It's
my favorite thing to drink my eggnog out of. But yeah, I think
Disgrace.
for me, a Christmas tradition, I definitely have the whole Christmas tree thing where my whole family goes out and gets our Christmas tree and cuts it down and stuff like that. We've done that ever since even before I was born. And that's one thing that I want to keep going. And we've done that. You know, we've kept going. And this year we actually had to do it ourselves. And it's something like if we ever have kids, I want to keep going with it. And
Absolutely. I
stuff
love
like
it.
that. And then another one would be, I think when we were younger, my dad, we weren't allowed to go downstairs.
Yeah.
We had to stay upstairs the whole time, and we had to wait at the top of the stairs. So my dad would wake up, go downstairs, get his camera ready, all that kind of stuff. He would put his Christmas bluegrass on the stereo.
Rise up, Lazarus.
No, not that one.
Okay, just
Christmas
checking.
time's coming.
Oh, yeah,
That one. A little bit of Patty Loveless, Christmas times are coming. And we'll go down the stairs in our onesies. And it was cute back then because we were little. And we'll go down and then just like, the presents, you know what I mean? Santa.
Growing up, my
stuff like
tradition
that.
was definitely just getting up in the morning. I would get woken up by one of my siblings because notoriously I have always been a late sleeper, even as a small child. So my big sister would literally, one of them, like Paula or Penny, would literally come. It is usually Paula. Come and jump on my bed and say, Santa
Yeah.
was here, and wake me up in the morning.
Well, someone's got to do it. Because
Yeah.
you ain't never going to wake up.
No, I'm not. Someone has to wake me up and tell me, like, hey, it's Christmas. So I would wake up, and usually when I was really young, and, you know, Santa was still the thing, it was definitely the finding a present in my room, and then, you know, okay, well, Santa's definitely been here because I found a present in my room.
Yeah.
And then it was going out into the living room and seeing. I grew up spoiled. I'm not going to lie. We all were. My parents spoiled the hell out of us. And there was always a mound of presents, a mountain. And, you know, growing up, it may not be a mound. Now we do a Pollyanna for all the adults and a Pollyanna for the kids because, you know, the family's grown so much and it's expensive to keep up with all that.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite tradition right now that I think about it, is the fact that I am the master of ceremonies at my parents' house. I am the one who hands out the gifts. I am very particular about it. I go in like different orders. I randomly grab stuff. I get angry when people try and pass things out.
Yeah.
And they all know it now. So even if someone comes with just a stack of cards,
Right.
they'll hand them to me because they know I want to pass them out.
out.
Like, that's me. And every year, I have a kid ask me, when does it become my turn? When I die, kid. When I am gone, you may have my tradition. Until then, or until I'm too tired of it and I gotta wrangle my own kids.
It's a Christmas
or something.
monarchy.
That is, yes. I run that.
Yeah.
I run that. I'm the queen of Christmas.
Yeah.
Even though it's not even really my house anymore. It was my house for 25, 26 years.
But yeah, so another person message is Mike Haley said his family they like going to the mountains to cut down their tree. Which when he said that made me think of National Lampoon's
Are you kidding me?
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Vacation? No.
Yes.
Christmas Vacation?
Yes.
They didn't go on vacation though.
It's a Christmas vacation. I'm like,
It's one of my favorite movies and I can't remember the title.
I can't believe you. It's
know.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
But yeah, but like when they go out in the middle of nowhere to get that tree
Yes, and then he finds the
and they
biggest
pull
tree
it out of
ever.
the ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he said they like to go to the mountains to get it, I immediately thought of that and it was funny.
Yeah. It was
But yeah.
funny, except you didn't know the name of the movie. So.
Yeah, that sucks. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of people do that. A lot of people like to cut down their own tree and, bring it home and do
Growing
that
up,
kind of
I
stuff.
did not have that, but I enjoyed. Honestly, it was one of my favorite days when my dad would bring up the box with the fake tree in it.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorite days to put the tree together, because
Yeah,
it
and
was
you
all
get to put it
assembled
together. Right, yeah.
branch by branch. Nowadays, it's not done that way.
Right, just
but
pull it out the box.
It was branch by branch, and we would put them in. And they had corresponding color holes and stuff. So it's like, this is the yellow row, this is the green row. And
Yeah.
you keep going until, and then my mom would fluff it out to make it look perfect, like her perfect tree. And we've always had a rotating Christmas tree stand, so that thing went in circles, and that's how we decorated to make sure that ornaments went on every side, every inch of that tree was covered in ornaments. And it was just me and my parents for a lot of those years. But we always had people there for Christmas Eve just to sleep over.
Yeah.
Paula was always there for a sleepover to hang out with me and wake me up in the morning.
Then we got a special caller too.
Oh yes.
Hi, this is Lynn Hamrick calling to let you know my favorite Christmas tradition. My tradition is to get together with family for breakfast before Christmas and going and cutting down our Christmas tree. We've done it since my kids were little, and we will continue it for as long as we can do it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Lynn.
We have a caller on line one.
No.
This is Lynn Hamrick with
No,
her
that was-
favorite
Yeah.
Christmas tradition.
So that was my mom. She wanted to call in and she said we get together with our family for breakfast, which is, the biggest thing that I love. Like going out to eat and then going to get the tree is like my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
Because we make it like this big thing. It's not just like, oh, go get the tree and come home.
Yeah.
We make it like a day.
Yeah.
You go and we go to Cracker Barrel of all places, which is one of my favorite breakfast places. And then we go to the tree farm and do our thing. So I thought, I don't know. Again, I just want to keep that tradition going.
Yeah.
And because it's one of my favorites. But yeah. I know, we just hear our dog gnawing her bone in the back.
She's gnawing on a bone.
And it's hard to concentrate.
It is.
And
It's
talk about
too
Christmas when she just...
She's sitting there. She's worse than... that's not even her bone.
And she hasn't done this all day. She waits until we're actually doing something.
Yep. She's
know.
been laying around all day.
But anyway, so what do we tell the people about our little adventure today?
All right, well, today we decided to start the day with me sleeping in a little bit, which is, how I love to start every day. I slept in a little bit. Ben got me up. He's like, all right, time to get moving. And he had already probably had a full day before I was awake. That's fine. That's what it is.
Probably.
And then got ready, and of course our first stop is Starbucks, where one of my favorite people in the world, Ariel, if you happen to listen to this, I'm so happy I saw you today, and her baby boy were driving through the parking lot, and she's calling my name, and Ben thought he heard a name, he thought he heard my name. I thought I heard Ben, and then I turned around, there she was, waving frantically, so I got to say hi to her and her baby in the Starbucks parking lot, and that made me so happy because I was really needing to see a friend today.
Yeah.
I was just going through a little something yesterday, and last night I went to bed kind of thinking about that, and today I got to see a friend, and I was very happy.
and I get to see her baby who's growing so fast. I have not seen him since July. I didn't realize how long it had been. And we went to Starbucks. We got caffeined up. It's a good thing we did because we went
Oh my
to
gosh.
Kohl's, where we went to finish our shopping adventure. Now, should we have looked for a cart as soon as we got there? The answer is yes.
Yeah, I think I would have been less cranky
You would have
if
been far less cranky
if I
if
had
there
a
was
cart.
a cart in front of you, because you would
Yeah.
lean on it, you would push it around, you wouldn't care at all
Yeah.
what I was doing. But instead, you started to give me that cranky vibe, and I'm hoping I don't hate anything I bought today because I felt rushed at the end. But it's fine. It is what it is. I just bought what I was like.
Well, I saved you from buying that hammer because that was crap.
It wasn't necessarily crap.
No, it was because it wasn't a real thing. They're not going to sell a real hammer with like that works well in Kohl's.
Yes, they will. They sell all kinds of things there.
No,
You
I
have
know
no
they sell all
idea.
kinds of things, but I'm saying a
It's
hammer.
all about the brand. It's not about like where it's from. It's about the
Yeah.
brand.
All right,
But
go ahead.
regardless,
Keep going.
we went and finished our shopping. We knew we could get gift cards there. We knew I didn't realize how little I had for a couple of people, so I went and grabbed a couple things. But it's always fun to just wander around in there because they have these little sections where you can look at different games and stuff. We bought a couple of new games for the family because my brother will be in town, God willing. I'm still, until he's here, I'm still holding my hope.
Yeah.
My brother will be in town for Christmas, and I'm just, I'm praying that today when this comes out, I am hanging out with him. That's my goal. But so we got some new games because the family always needs new games, new fun ones. One of them was a little pricier than the other, but hey, they both look like fun.
Did that happen to be the real price, or was it half?
It was the real
It was-
price.
okay.
Disappointing. It's fine. We still saved $100 today, so it is what
Yeah,
it is.
that's good.
But so we finished up some shopping, and then Ben tells me where the line is, and it was wrapped around the store. Now it's supposed to be socially distanced, but they don't start the social distance stickers until way
Yeah, until like
past
the front.
where we were, because
Yeah.
they didn't assume
They didn't
that
assume
the
it was gonna
line
wrap around
was
the
going to
whole
wrap
store,
around the
right.
store.
Yeah.
They only had like 4 registers out of like 15 working,
Yeah.
which was irritating, which I know is part of the whole COVID thing. There's less people working. They have less staff, so they can lessen the amount of people in
Yeah.
the store at a time, but it was just too much, and
But it actually went pretty quick though.
it didn't go too
Once
bad.
we started moving,
I will
we started
say
moving.
my
you know?
arm still hurts because I had my arm in this
Yeah, you had it in
held
the
up
same position.
elbow
Yeah.
position with everything, cloaked over it. And that's just kind of how I stayed. And I should have
Mm-hmm.
switched arms at some point, and I just was like, oh no, you can do it. Like, power through, Heather.
Yeah.
And I felt like an idiot for doing it because when I got home, my arm was twitching so bad, I was like, oh no.
Anyway, let's talk about a little bit, a couple of favorites.
All right.
There's a lot of things out there. We got movies, you got songs. Tell me about. Why don't you name first? Let's say top 3
Top 3 what?
Christmas movies.
Top
Like
3
your
Christmas
favorite
movies.
one.
Number 1 is
Yeah.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Number 1.
That is number 1 for me because
Really?
it makes me laugh so much.
Yeah.
And that's only as an adult that I've grown into that movie. It's
Yeah.
only been since being with you. That's number 1. Number 2 is the traditional Tim Allen, the Santa Claus. Absolutely love that. Number 3, goodness, probably Elf. Elf is another classic that makes me laugh, and I love to,
Yeah.
just be, those are the good ones. Those are my favorites. Let's hear yours.
I was thinking the other day, and I was just like, I was really debating where to put Elf.
Yeah.
I think it will go 3rd. For me, Christmas Story is number 1.
Blech.
Yeah. I think National Lampoon's is 2nd,
And then Elf.
and then Elf. But then you got Muppets. Christmas
Oh my
Carol.
gosh, how could
That's
I
why
possibly forget Muppet Christmas Carol?
That's what I thought. I was like,
But see, okay,
I thought that'd be
there's
number 1.
there's a Christmas tradition of mine. I can throw that back out there.
Yeah.
Going back to that, that is something I watch every year on Christmas
Christmas
Eve
Eve.
without fail. If it's the last year you didn't feel like watching anything, you were like, no, it doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. You didn't care about my tradition, so I said, forget it. And I watched it all by myself in the dark, and I fell asleep watching it, and I was very happy because that's all I needed was to watch that on Christmas Eve. But that's always been my thing, is I watch Muppet Christmas Carol on Christmas Eve. I don't watch it more than once, though, so while it is a favorite, it's not something I keep watching throughout.
Right.
Like, normally, by now, I've seen National Lampoons at least 3 times.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it a single time. We are watching it tonight. We have no choice. But by now, at this point in the season, I should have already watched it at least 3-4 times. And instead, I've watched all the Santa Clauses multiple times.
Well, those have grown. Those have grown on me too. I mean, the
They're
Santa
great
Clauses.
movies.
You know, I think I like 1 and 2. I don't really like 3 too much.
Three's a little much.
Yeah, I think 1 and 2 I really
1 and
like.
2 are great. 2 almost beats 1 for me sometimes.
Yeah, and then Nightmare Before Christmas. That's a Halloween movie to me.
Yeah.
So I don't see that as a Christmas movie.
Some people see it as both. It's hard to...
What else? The older one, it's the long one. It's the black and white one. It's not
Miracle on 34th? Or
Is that
It's
when
a
he
Wonderful
says?
Life?
I think it might be. It's
It's a Wonderful Life.
Is that George Banks or whatever his name is? Or what's the guy's
George
name?
Banks is Annie, isn't it?
Oh, what's the guy's name?
No, George Banks is from Mary Poppins, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't even know where. Yeah, it might be.
Mr. Banks? Yeah. That's Mary Poppins.
George Banks. Oh, he's a murderer.
Google.
Mr. Banks. Oh, that was Mary Poppins. Yeah,
I told you.
What am I? It's a Wonderful Life. 1946. Daggone, what's the dude's name?
Are you thinking of White
George
Christmas?
Bailey.
Oh.
George Bailey. Because isn't he the one that says, you want the moon? I'll wrap the lasso around it and pull it to you or something, you know?
Couldn't quote that movie if
Oh.
he paid me. I've not seen that since I was little. It's something my mom would watch, but it was not one of mine. I will say White Christmas is one of mine.
Yeah. Yeah, I was right. What is it you want, Mary? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. That's what he says.
That's great.
I love that
Is
part.
that exactly how he says it too?
Yeah, because you know how in the black and white movies, that's how they talk. You know what I mean? Hey.
Hey.
Foxy lady. You know what I mean? Like things like that. That's how they talk. But yeah, I think that's an
Look
old school
sharp,
movie.
you dumbass.
What?
Oh, New Girl.
But yeah, I like that. That's my favorite black and white movie. What about worst Christmas movie? Or actually, before we go to that, on Instagram, a couple people answered. My boy Mark says Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Home Alone is a good one.
Home Alone's a good one, but you know what? Until being told about, reminded, because it's been so long since I've watched the movie on purpose, until being reminded that he's home alone for Christmas,
Yeah, it's actually supposed to be sad.
I really don't
Yeah.
look at it as a Christmas movie, but it is funny. It's not sad. He
Well,
just
it's
got
set
left
during
behind.
Christmas time.
It's set at Christmas time. It's but that's one of the. But Home Alone's a good one.
Yeah.
Home Alone's always a classic. That's something I feel like
And
I
then
could
our
watch
girl,
anytime.
and then we already talked about these, but our girl Sasha says Santa Claus with Tim Allen, and then Christmas Story, of course.
See, Christmas Story
Christmas
is my
Story.
least favorite.
I don't know why, man. Christmas Story is my favorite.
I just don't.
And you know it's a Christmas movie because they only play it on Christmas. They don't they play it all day.
Yeah, I think that might be why I hate it.
That's probably why I hate it. But you don't have to watch it all day.
I don't watch it all day. I don't watch it
Yeah.
ever.
No, I just love it. There's so
just-
many good
it
things
just
from
bores
there, and
me.
it's just.
I
I
don't know.
thought fudge was a curse word for the longest time. I didn't know they it was the F word.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was weird for me. But
no.
so what about worst Christmas movie?
That's mine. Christmas
What?
Story. I don't like it. I have no desire to watch it.
That makes it the worst though.
Well, what else would make it my worst Christmas movie?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess I could say Miracle on 34th Street because I don't watch it. Or I could say,
No, it's a Christmas movie that you've seen that's bad.
in my opinion, Christmas Story is not good. I don't like it.
Okay, fine.
I don't have to like the same things as you. You don't like the same things as me.
I know, but I don't call it the worst. I say I don't like it.
You asked me to name something that's the worst. Something I've actually watched that I can judge is that one. I don't remember Miracle on 34th Street enough
Ooh,
to know whether it's my least favorite.
here we go, because I know you like this movie. I think is the worst anyway.
What?
The one with Jonathan Taylor Thomas, I'll Be Home for Christmas.
It's cheesy.
It's annoying.
It's cheesy and annoying.
Yeah,
I do love me some
can't stand it.
JTT though.
And plus, I don't like the other guy that's from Seventh Heaven. I don't like that guy.
Yeah, well, he plays a douche in everything he's on, so.
Another movie I like is, because I'm just scrolling through movies, Tyler Perry's Christmas.
Medea Christmas.
Oh.
Can we change it to like a top 10? Because Medea Christmas. It's
Yeah.
yellow. Oh, it's yellow.
Fred Claus was good.
That one's.
Jingle All the Way.
Oh, wow. That one's another cheesy one, if you think about it.
Deck the Halls. Christmas with the Cranks.
The ultimate Christmas present.
Nah, stupid.
See? There you go. I like it. I just watched it the other day.
But I think it's just cheesy, and it's
It's a Disney Channel
Disney
original
Channel.
movie. Of course
Right.
it's cheesy. Its goal is to be cheesy. How about anything on the Hallmark Channel all of the season
Oh
long?
yes, let's say that. That's number one. That's number one.
They're
Because
all
they're all the same.
predictable.
They're all the same. Yeah.
The girl always gets the guy in the end. They're always attractive and skinny.
Yeah.
They're all unrealistic.
They're all about to come and sell the farm or the yard or the house or the motel.
yard? The yard?
They're coming to sell something, and then they end up falling in love with the boy, and then you know what I mean. It all ends up that way.
Yeah.
It's all annoying,
Like I said, they're all predictable.
but
Same storyline, same plot.
what about songs? Favorite Christmas song?
Oh gosh, I have so many. I think Have a Holly Jolly Christmas is probably my favorite because it just really gets me in the, it's one of those, it's just one of those upbeat, good songs. I'd have to say my least favorite Christmas song, though, is probably, even though it's classically good, it annoys me because it gets stuck in my head. That's a tie between two. I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas
Ooh,
and Feliz Navidad. While I love the song,
Right.
it gets stuck in your head on a loop and you can't get it out. So it's fun to sing and dance to, so it's not a bad song. It's just one of those things where you're like, oh my goodness, this is stuck in my head for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I'm stuck. I cannot get this out of my head.
I'm trying to think. What did I say? Best favorite songs?
Yeah, what's your favorite? And what's your least favorite? Go for it.
I mean, right now my favorite song is by Katy Perry. That one, I don't even know what it's called.
Well,
Honestly.
there you go.
But
You're
I'm
really-
not the kind of person that remembers what the song is called. I just know it by by listening to it.
Music is my jam, so.
You know what I mean? Hold on, I'm about to find that though. Let's do. Let me see. It is "Cozy Little Christmas."
That's actually very good. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, "Cozy Little Christmas," and then "Jingle Bell Rock." I like. "One More Sleep Till Christmas."
Oh, One More Sleep Till Christmas. Original version and then
Yeah.
Lost Bros version.
Yeah, "Carol of the Bells" I think is my top by August Burns Red, not by the other guys.
Classic, then August Burns
No,
Red.
not a classic one.
No, the
too
classic is
light.
great, then August Burns Red. Both
What-
are equally tied at the same position.
What about the worst song?
I just told you, I Want a Hippopotamus or Feliz Navidad.
Oh,
Pay
okay.
attention.
Worst song?
I said they're not really the worst, they're just the kind that get stuck in your head. Like, I don't think
That Dominic the Donkey?
Oh,
Is that a Christmas
yeah,
song?
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I don't like those. Those are little cheesy ones. They're for kids.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
Yeah, I think I like most of the Christmas music. I don't really have a problem.
Yeah, there's
with...
not really, you can't go wrong, new or old. I mean, All I
Yeah,
Want
I mean,
for
this-
Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. Like,
Oh, I don't like the one that numbers with the like 6 silver
you mean
bells.
the
12 days of Christmas.
Silver bells? The 12 days of Christmas?
12 days of Christmas.
Guys, from now on, I'll be running this podcast. His conversation skills lack. He says, I'm too much. And he doesn't even remember the name of movies or songs. He's killing me today.
I'm tired.
You're not tired. It's dinner time.
It's dinner time.
That's not a song either. But yes,
I was thinking of mistletoe.
you're thinking of 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds.
Yeah, I
4
can't stand that song.
chance 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah.
They've done a rock version of it though that you would like.
So what do you think about Elf on the Shelf?
I think it's an excuse for parents to make their kids listen.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, our close friend has a 3-year-old who they have their elf on a shelf. And she didn't want to stay in her own room because the elf left her a present on her bed. And you just see the Snapchat video of her going, I don't want to stay here. I have to go. And she's like, she said, why do you have to go? And she said, the elf was here. Like, it freaked her out because
Yeah,
the
'cause the
elf
elf
was
broke in.
in her room.
Broke in and came
It's
through the
this
window.
thought, like, you teach this kid that this magical elf
Yeah, that's
goes
creepy.
up to Santa's
never even thought
workshop
of it that
and
way.
comes back down every night and is there in the morning. So at night it goes home to the North Pole and reports to Santa how you've been. And during the day it's back and it's watching you to make sure that you behave and stuff. We didn't have that when we were kids. Our parents made us behave.
But my whole thing is, why do we need Elf on the Shelf? Like, the whole thing to make your kids listen was supposed to be Santa.
Right.
That's why Santa was created.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He
Right.
knows when you're awake.
Right. But now we take that extra, be like, nope, my kid's not believing in Santa. My kid's not believing me. They're not listening to me. So let's create something else. So now you got to have your kid believe in Santa, and you got to have your kid believe in this elf that is doing things.
And unfortunately for some
just like-
parents, they've got 2 elves.
My gosh.
Because-
I would not. I don't think I'll do that.
And you know what? I applaud the moms that were just done with it this year
Yeah.
and put their elves in boxes and said the elf has to quarantine for
that's smart.
Christmas.
That's smart.
But I also I applaud the moms that have the energy and the time to, this year's popular one I've seen from a lot of moms is it's either flour or sugar on the table and the elf has made snow angels. So I mean, and it's like in the morning they leave them a note and it's this whole thing like, and it's all about behavior and stuff. But when we were
Yeah.
growing up, we didn't have that. Now I think it was a thing like many years ago,
Right.
like maybe pre our generation, but I'm not sure. I think it's something that made a comeback. If I'm not mistaken, it is something that made a comeback.
I
Regardless,
don't know.
I don't love it. My kid will not have it.
Yeah.
The elf
I
on the
mean,
shelf
I can't
is
really I can't really talk trash on it too much because I was a kid that put out food for the reindeer and like carrots.
So did I.
Like dog, I think it was dog food.
You put out dog food for the.
I don't remember what my dad did. He said, "Oh, we'll put out food for the reindeer."
We put out carrots.
I know we gave carrots and
And
like
cookies
some
and
kibble
milk.
or something. I don't know what it was, but yeah, so we did that. It was something like that. I don't know what it was.
Santa
we
flew
did
a Labrador up.
and we did cookies and eggnog, and then
We did cookies and milk.
when was the first time you found out that Santa wasn't real?
I don't remember. I was thinking about it recently, and I don't remember.
I do.
You remember?
Yeah, we were coming. So, we always tried to catch my dad in the act because we knew like once we went to bed, my dad would start like wrapping presents because he always stayed up late. And one time I went downstairs and I peeked through like there was like this wall with like this little see-through piece we could just like look through from the stairs, right?
Yep.
And I looked through there and my dad was putting like bows on these scooters.
Ooh, some Razor scooters.
No, Dino.
Oh.
DYNO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all were
The
balling on
cheapest
budget.
things. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, it was Kmart.
Okay.
But
okay. I see you. I mean, I
but
got
yeah,
the Razor, but
and I
that's
think
our
that
only
just
child.
really, I always had my suspicions, but I think that just solidified it. And then I just like told my brother and sister, and they're like, "What?"
You ruined it for them?
I probably did.
Oh my goodness! I was sworn to secrecy not to ruin it for
Yeah,
my
I
best
probably-
friend across the street, Laura. Her brother threatened me. He was like, "Don't you dare ruin
Yeah,
Santa
I mean,
for her."
yeah, it's
because
tough.
she was 4 years younger.
Yeah.
So that's a big age gap to. But she already had her suspicions that my Santa was fake anyway, because at their house, Santa didn't wrap gifts.
At my house, there was Santa wrapping paper and there was mom and dad wrapping paper. And it wasn't, I think that might have been when I started to catch on,
Yeah.
was when I noticed that the wrapping paper was on some other presents.
Yeah.
Like, Mom, how did that get on that present?
You used the Santa paper on that?
How'd you get Santa's paper? And then Laura would come to my house and be like, Santa doesn't wrap presents, so you obviously have a fake
You
Santa.
had the wrong one.
Like, Santa doesn't wrap presents. And we would
I
get in
feel
like
my Santa's a harder worker.
I was like,
We got in full on arguments about it. Like she was very adamant that Santa obviously wasn't coming to my house because
Right.
Santa wouldn't wrap presents. How dare I think that? And then her parents had to get with my parents. It was a whole thing, but it was cute, you know.
Yeah.
But it was hard to keep from her. And then the illusion has to carry on when you become an aunt at a young age.
Yeah.
I became an aunt at 11. And then you've got this new generation of kids. You've got to hide this
You gotta make
secret
them-
from,
you
make
gotta
them
make them
believe,
believe, yeah.
and just. But it's fun to watch.
It is.
And oh my gosh, like I remember I spent the night at Penny, so my sister's, in her ex's house one night so that I could watch the kids wake up on Christmas morning, because
Right.
it's something I always wanted to see, was that first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the best thing ever. And then when Penny and the boys moved back in with us, it was incredible to wake up in the morning. They would wake me up before they went out there. They 6 a.m. those boys were jumping on my bed. Aunt Heather, Santa came. And it was just the cutest thing to see these little boys
Yeah.
that are now grown men, like asking for, I need a PS5 now, and I need AirPods,
Right.
and this.
And then
back
here's my
then,
thing. Right. It's cute. I mean, it's cute as anything, you know? And here's the thing is like people talk about, oh, you're lying to your kids about this and they're going to be scarred for life and because you're lying to them when they find this isn't true. And
Let me tell you,
I was
parents
like,
lie to their kids
parents
about,
lie to their kids all the time. What you
about a
talking
lot
about?
of things.
You act like this is the first time anyone's done this.
Mm-hmm.
You know? People would feel like they're so progressive now and you think you're going to,
You're gonna make some independent.
you know what I mean? But
Smart.
but you're using an elf.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Who's the elf reporting to? Santa. Duh.
I have quite a few.
So it's just like,
Gino being one of them, I think I have quite a few parents who the elf was a gift from someone else, and when the kid found out the elf was there, it's like, oh, we gotta keep the elf thing going.
oh, that would suck.
So you know what I mean? It's like
I'll punch that person in the face.
it's like that.
Like, what are
it's
you
like that
doing?
one family member that gives you the noisy toys constantly. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna give the baby all the toys that make a lot of noise.
I'll make them tell my
It's the
kid
same
that they got
thing.
the wrong house.
Oh, I'm sorry. The elf doesn't need to come here. You're a great kid.
You're a good kid. Elf said they need to go with some bad kids.
I'm gonna send an elf over to like the grown kids' houses. I'm gonna be like, boys, if you don't get your grades up, this elf is gonna take away all your presents. So I'm gonna start do it to the older kids, man.
Right.
Don't tell them Santa's doing it. Be like, this elf reports to your parents. It's got a hidden camera in it. Beware.
Do you have any emotional like moments from Christmas?
Christmas gets me going every year.
Yeah.
It gets me emotional every year. I'm trying to think if there's any like specific memory of emotional.
I get emotional when I think about when I was little.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think about those days. I look at my parents now versus my parents then, and I think about a lot of people are blessed to have really young parents at our age. Like, look at your parents' ages, and my parents are your grandparents' age. So it's very difficult for me to see my parents a little bit older, even though they don't act like it or look it.
Right.
I still know it. I think that's difficult. Also, like this year, still holding on hope and praying with my brother coming. My brothers used to come from Tennessee for Christmas break, and they would come 2 weeks every Christmas, and it was literally the best part, I think, for me, was just getting to have them, because I only got to see them twice a year. So it was just so exciting for them to be there, and it was emotional when Christmas would end, because I knew it was over and it meant that they were going to go back home. And I also have always had this, I get this way with vacations, and I think it's the same way with holidays. When the holidays are over, I get depressed. Like, it's like the happiness, the thing I've been looking forward to is gone already. And I'm someone who always needs to be looking forward to something.
Right.
And I'm trying to work past that, obviously, but so I think that's the most emotional thing for me. But also, I will say, I definitely tear up when I watch the kids, like watching them grow up over the years, like watching my nephews and my nieces, like seeing them growing up. They're
Out of the Santa stage, but they're at that age where they still have so much fun with Christmas, and like they still get excited when they open gifts for the most part, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
Unless they get clothes, then they're just like the rest of us. Socks, toss it. Sweatpants, I
Kidding
don't
me?
want that.
I love getting clothes.
You did. Really?
What? Oh, growing up?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know about growing up. I know now.
No, when they're little.
Now I love getting clothes.
I'm talking about the kids, like watching them open gifts.
Yeah, you always wanted toys.
Yes, and they want stuff. They want gift cards. They want money.
Yeah.
like they're at that age where it's like those are the things they want.
Video games.
But I just, I get emotional when I think about them when they were younger. It's almost as if I was a parent. I get emotional thinking about them when they were younger and watching them experience the magic of Christmas, knowing what it took to create that from my siblings, like to make that happen for them. Seeing how expensive Christmas is on our end, like knowing what it costs to make these kids have a really great Christmas. It's not always about the money, but you realize that it takes a lot of sacrifice and effort and stuff like that to give these kids the Christmas that they really, really want.
Right.
And I just appreciate my siblings a lot more for that. So I do get emotional just kind of seeing, and I love watching people open gifts. That makes me emotional sometimes, especially if it's a personal gift, like a very personal one. I love watching people open gifts. It's my favorite.
Same. I love, and I think that's what it is about being an adult now and being part of Christmas. You get to buy people things that you think they would want.
Yeah.
That they normally wouldn't ask for. Like, it's
Right.
great to give things that they ask for, because then they know that they're getting something,
Yeah.
something that they'll like.
Yeah.
But when you give them something that, you just kind of like came up with yourself and they actually like it,
Yeah.
like, it's pretty cool.
I am so torn on that because I like to know.
You just like to have things. You don't care about what people, you know what I mean?
You make me sound so, like, self-centered and, like, materialistic.
Hey, I'm
and-
speaking from experience.
Oh my gosh. Don't even. It was one time.
One time, that was a couple times.
My gosh, it was not. Stop. You just made me lose my train of thought because you made me think so little of myself. No, I appreciate when people ask me what I want because it gives me a chance. So like your mom and grandmom, they ask me what I want. They ask for ideas, specific ideas, links, what have you, to things we want for Christmas. I love that because it's a chance for me to be like, I've been wanting this, but I never pulled the trigger because it's not something I would spend my money on. But I'm okay with you doing that for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me excited to know that on Christmas Day I'm going to open stuff that I know I picked out and I know I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the element of surprise. I am one person who sometimes has trouble figuring out what other people want. I used to be a fantastic gift giver. Over the last few years, I've definitely struggled with figuring out. There are certain people I just know, and I'm like, they're gonna love this. Like, I nailed Sasha's gift, and I knew it.
Yeah.
Like, she was so excited, and I was so excited for it, and it was nothing that she asked me for or predicted or
anything.
Right. It's just something that you
It
saw
was
and you're like,
something that
oh,
I was
that's
like,
her.
oh, that's her. Like I
Yeah.
knew that was her.
And that's what makes people excited because they know that you saw them in that.
Yes, and
you
I
know?
do appreciate
and those
that.
those things too, you couldn't have never thought up.
No.
You see, you just were somewhere and you saw them, and you're
know.
like, that's Sasha right there. That has her name all over
I
it.
was like, I have to buy this. Like, I have
Yeah,
to
and that's
buy
the thing
this for
is
her.
just like sometimes you can think of something all you want, try and sit there and like rack your brain, but
And I think that's where I lost it with you. It used to come so easy for me.
well, and also I get
For-
myself everything. So
Yes, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
I already bought this. Well, cool. You've been talking about this for months.
Yeah.
You've never even talked about purchasing it. You just said you wanted it
Mm-hmm.
right before a birthday, a anniversary, or a holiday.
Right.
You've decided, oh, guess what I bought myself? Gee, thanks.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when you bought, I think it was this camera. Which camera? I don't even know. Whichever camera it was. And I was like, man, I had already asked the family to like chip in and buy you this camera that you wanted. And I was like, cool.
oh yeah,
I was like, well, he bought it himself, so sorry,
Never mind.
guys. Never mind. Back to square one. Like, so stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've fallen off the wagon when it comes to knowing what to get you. But there are certain things I got you I think that you'll like. And otherwise.
but I like everything.
Well, for the most.
Well, like with me, so okay, so here I'm different because I like the fact that you even got me something. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is because I'm not at that point anymore where I care what I get because honestly, you could get me nothing and I wouldn't care.
I would.
I just don't because I rather give things to people now because like I give myself everything.
Yeah, and
You
see,
know?
I don't give myself everything, so sometimes it's nice to have a holiday come around where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna let someone treat me to this because I don't go out and buy everything I want.
Yeah, and that's okay to be that way. But I'm just saying like I'm not that way. You know, when
know.
people ask me, "Oh, what do you want? What do you want?" I don't want anything. You know, I really don't. Like I'm being genuine. I'm not just saying
today,
that.
I was out and I was like, I need someone else to take me out
Because I thought of something that you might not necessarily realize you want, but you definitely need. And I was like, you know what?
If it's something I need, then yeah, I would love to have that.
I was like, you know what? I need
Yeah.
to get this because I just thought of it.
Right,
and
because there's
now I
probably
know.
there's probably little things that I need that I don't buy for myself.
There's definitely stuff. Like,
Right.
I mean, last year, how many pairs of socks did you get?
Right.
Like 600. I think
Right.
every person that bought you a gift gave you some kind of
The
socks.
thermal socks, right? The
Everybody
heavy
gave
duty.
you something for work.
Yeah, I don't
your
need
work
those.
boots. No, you're good.
I'm good on those.
You're definitely good on socks for a long time. But no, it's like, I don't know, stuff like that. I like thinking of original things for people.
And I think that's what Christmas is for.
Yeah.
To get those things that they normally wouldn't get for themselves.
And then seeing what people give you, you're kind of like, I appreciate that they thought of me and like they saw this and they were like, oh, that's
Yeah,
me.
and that's why I'm not a big fan of regifting things.
It depends on what it is.
That's why. I mean, I guess it does, but that's why because it's just not. You're just throwing it to them because you have it in your house.
The only
And
reason,
it has nothing to do with them.
the thing that I have no trouble regifting is gift cards. If they're not
Well,
being
yeah,
used,
that's different.
it's money that's sitting in our house
Right.
that's not being used. Why would I not give it to someone that I know is going to use it?
Right, but it's like
You
it's
know?
like it's like having earmuffs laying around in your house. Be like, oh, someone can use earmuffs. I'll throw them for Christmas. You know what I mean? It's just
also
something like
like-
that.
If you don't donate it, it's the same as donating. You got
No,
that.
it's not the same as donating.
Hmm.
Because you're just giving someone earmuffs that don't. They're gonna open them. They're like, oh, it's earmuffs.
Yeah. Or it could be someone that's like, oh, earmuffs.
I doubt it.
You never know.
I don't know.
No one
But-
is being given any re-gifts from our household this year. I just want everyone to be clear on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't let it happen.
Ben is against re-gifting, so it's not happening. So I
Yeah.
just want everyone to be aware of that.
Yeah, but I don't know. All in all, Christmas means a lot to me and to you.
Yep.
And, it's 2020, and let's go out with a bang,
Yes.
with a good Christmas, and just enjoy ourselves. Whether you're quarantined and you're just enjoying time with your immediate family that's in your house, or whether you're just taking a risk and like us being with people around, because I'm living no matter what, and I want to enjoy time with my family. So it's what it is.
I definitely this year it's a gamble. Whatever you do,
Life is a gamble, though.
if you don't stay home. But my thought is also don't limit yourself. I gave this advice to some people from work. Whatever you do, do not spend your Christmas entirely alone. Have at least one person with you. If Christmas is something that means something to you,
Or
if
even
it's a
just
holiday-
FaceTime or Zoom somebody. Like have that conversation. Be able to talk and share with each other.
someone
Just
there.
talk like this.
Because it's important for your mental and emotional health.
It is,
to
man.
have that interaction. For me, I need the physical, which is why I see the same people all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to see the same people all the time.
Right.
Most of us have been tested at least once or maybe, Becca 4 times.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's like there's a lot of people that we know that have already, I already know that my parents have already gone through it. It's done. They've gone through it. They survived. They're good. I'm thankful to God. And it is what it is for me. And now I can see my parents again, and I'm grateful. And I'm not going to miss a Christmas with them. And some people look at that as selfish, and some people look at that as careless. And I look at it as, no, this is one more Christmas I get with my parents
That's
who
what-
are almost
100%.
80. Like,
Right.
you're going to give me that.
Right.
And-
And that's where it comes that's why we all have our choice.
Right.
Everyone's life is different. You could sit there and say we're careless. You could sit there and say like blah blah blah. I don't care. Because I'm going to do what I want to do at the end of the day,
If my
and
parents
you're not going to stop me from doing that.
If my parents told me that the only way you're coming over is if you're wearing a mask and staying 6 feet away from
You'll
me,
still do that, right?
I would do that for them just so I could see them that day.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're not asking me to do that.
Right.
They're asking me to come have a meal with them, and I'm going to do that.
It's like for Thanksgiving, I asked my grandma. I said, "Hey, what are the rules? What are we doing?" She said, "Nothing. Come over."
Yeah. And the same thing for Christmas.
Right.
She just wants to see us.
She wants to see us. She wants to spend
And-
time.
I
They
look
grew up.
forward to
They
that.
grew up in things a lot worse.
Yes, they all did. And I think that's a generational thing.
That is.
For them, they're like, geez, we lived through so much. You have no idea. Like, my dad's like, I lived through the war. Like,
Right.
I'm going to be okay.
Yeah. And then whether you agree or disagree with our opinion,
And
that's fine.
That's entirely up to you.
That's up to you.
That's
You
up
do
to
what you want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Right. And that's kind of how I said mentally, I'm not letting anything take me down
Exactly.
this Christmas. Christmas is a time to be celebrated and enjoyed, whether it's, just celebrating for religious reasons or celebrating just because it's Christmas. It's a happy time for, someone described it once as, it's a time full of hope. It always feels like it's full of hope. And the world needs that right now. And I think that no matter where you are, what you're doing, that hope is going to be inside you as long as you have a little bit of Christmas.
Yeah.
And I just really, I hope that everyone can get that this year, because just a little bit of Christmas, just a little bit. I don't care if you're singing
Just a little
Christmas
bit.
carols by yourself. Just a little bit of that Christmas spirit can, just listening to the music is enough to make me feel like, yes, like, here it is. Having my tree wasn't enough. Like, I had to have a movie on, and then I had to have the smell of the Christmas tree, and I had to have all this stuff, and then I was like, man, like, it's Christmas. Like, it came up fast. These past 10 months have...
December flew by.
December has flown by, and, we're preparing for the new year already, and it's just crazy. Like, but this year, more than ever, I think everyone's, it's learning to appreciate what you already have. Because if you're not getting anything for Christmas, or you can't afford to get things for Christmas, that's not what it's about. It's not about the gifts. It's about the time and just appreciation. And if it's just you and one other person, or it's you and a whole bunch of people, because you don't care and you're celebrating together, and that is what it is. Whatever you do, you're still celebrating in some small way or some big way.
Right.
And I think that's what's important, is not It's not about the presents this year. It's about appreciating what you have, because this year showed us a lot, you know. There are people with no jobs. There are people with no homes. There are people with a lot of struggle right now.
Yeah, a lot of people that can't afford gifts out there, you know. And it is about that hope. It's about, you know, families that maybe you can't afford gifts, maybe you can't afford, like, or you're quarantined, or you're going to stay inside and not be with any family, you know.
Right.
And again, just keep that hope.
Yes.
Keep it alive, because you know that Christmas spirit, that's just going to bring it. It's just, you know, you just got to spread it. It's about keeping that hope, and it's spreading it to other people and having everyone be uplifted.
My favorite line from Muppet Christmas Carol, it is the season of the spirit. The message, if you hear it, is make it last all year.
Gang.
And it's all about spreading that love and that joy and that cheer, whether you have nothing or you have everything. It's just all about that, and I love that, and I hope that I can learn to be just like that, you know, be like Ebenezer Scrooge was at the end of the Muppets movie, you know, because his version was, I mean, it's traditional, but still, I want to be just that good, you know. I want to feel that love and want to spread it all the time.
Sounds good. Well, we're gonna end it on that note, and because that was a great quote, a great part of the movie.
I know.
And
I'm good like that.
Yeah.
Unlike you.
So I hope y'all enjoy your Christmas. Have a very Merry Christmas. Stay blessed. And we love you. Thanks for listening to the Strong Tower Podcast.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun.
Merry Christmas.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. What a bright time. It's the right time.
Merry Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler.
Night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go
Listen
riding
to
in a
this
one-horse sleigh.
podcast.
Oh,
Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock.
get it.
Mix and